Yeah.
No, don't, I'm here, I'm gonna run down and get the colors quote real quick.
It's fine. Like, lake water. You know what? Where you at?
Oh, cool.
Much less cool. Bernie, like it's like a little pond down there. Sir?
Don't sit on the first row, sit on any row but the first row.
As we were, someone texted out when the verdict came in, and I feel like y'all cut off the YouTube, or the YouTube just did the good part. Did anything happen afterwards? Or
No, nothing.
Oh, okay. I feel like he was being chatty right at the end, and I didn't know that the live feed cut off. So I
Well,
didn't know.
no, the juror said that, he gave them the happy signal, Brenna. Is Brenna here?
No,
Okay, yeah, that he was like,
no. I noticed on the.
oh, don't sit on the first row, please.
He fist bumped Cantrell. Everyone. Okay with it. Yeah.
I know, it's like.
All right, Michelle, is that a chair that needs changing? You know, all of the equipment and chairs are breaking in the courtroom.
You know, when I was coming down here, my wheel, I kind of fixed it, but it was like turned in. It was like a broken shopping cart. I'd like thought about just picking my box and carrying it, but I guess it's just one of those days.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a beautiful day.
Yeah,
All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When you hear your name, please let me know that you're here. Otherwise, what will end up happening is a warrant may be issued for your arrest if I do not know that you are here. Today is Tuesday. Let's not turn it into a difficult Monday. It's Tuesday, which means we're closer to Friday than we were yesterday. So everybody should be happy about that. We did get some rain and it's not 100 degrees outside, so there's nothing really to complain about. The people who are in custody, I'll call their names at the end of the docket so that attorneys will know that your client has been brought. Santuan Wilson. Is it Wilson or Wyson? All right, we're going to have to correct that. Robert Andrade. Lamont Curry. Jose Del Bosque. Oh, thank you. James Harrison. James Harrison. Jose Lozano. Charles Garley or Garley. Thank you. Luis Aguirre. Joy. I don't know. There's a bunch of consonants. Is it McCormack? Is that what it's supposed to be? All right. They left out a lot of vowels on this name. All right. So we're going to have to correct that. How do you spell your last name? They left out the O. We'll make sure that that's put in there. Darren Does. Is he in custody or no?
No, he's not, Your Honor.
Darren Does. Burton Schooler. Thank you. James Harrison. James Arness Harrison. Joseph Murrow. M-U-R-O. Thank you. Corwin Campbell. Corwin Campbell. Elsa Vaquera.
Here.
Thank you. Jacqueline Santos. Paul Duncan. Christopher Rodriguez. Brian Parker. Brian DeAnthony Parker. Jose Gallegos. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, you are.
I pronounce it correctly with the double L's and they're not even here to appreciate it. Latasha Jenkins. Thank you. Jacqueline Santos. Thank you. You're on the docket twice. All right, these are the persons who are in custody: Felicia Ramon, John Torres, Summer Johnson, Jordan Dow, Fabian Vega, Thomas Manning, Angel Rodriguez, Michael Trejo, Joey Lissy, Dwayne Marshall, Angel Rodriguez, Jimmy Lee Valdez, Ian Trevino, Donald Ward, John Ayala, Joey Lee Lissy, Marlissa Bell, Shirley Martinez, Ethan Faris, Amberly Perez, Jose Maria Cavazos III, and Andrea Watson. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right, what's your name? Edgar, and what's the last name? All right, do you have a cause number? Who's your attorney? All right, have you had contact with him? All right, just give us a moment and we'll take care of you, okay? And sir, what's your name? All right, do you have a case number?
200-1174. I was here last week for a jury trial and I thought we scheduled for today.
Who's your attorney?
And I got a hold of her, asked if she was on vacation, but she said she'll be there today.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, can you look up Alcantar? He hasn't been indicted. Okay. Mr. Alcantar? All right. We don't have pre-hearing settings in this court unless your attorney requests it. So just make sure that we have your correct address on file and then you're excused. All right, thank you. Where's my ice? Do I get no ice today? No?
Thank you, sorry about this.
That's okay. Brennan, see, this is what people don't understand. When you're dating someone, and we're not dating, but when you're dating someone and you start something, you have to keep up with it. Like if you bring somebody flowers once a month, just because you're married don't mean you're supposed to stop bringing flowers once a month. Now I'm used to having a cup of ice with water and I'm like, what? All right, these are the rules of the 187 District Court. I try to keep the well of the court, the center of the court, as least congested as possible. So attorneys, you will see that the files are in the boxes. Just grab whatever your file is and sit it down with the prosecutor and take a seat. And the prosecutor will call you when they're ready to confer. Thank you. Ooh, I thought I was passed out. Thank you. And if you have someone who's in custody, ask the deputy. The deputy will have your client brought out. Once you request your client from the back, do not leave the courtroom. If you want to approach the court, there's a sign that no one pays any attention to. What you need to do is just approach the clerk. The clerk will grab the file. Once they've grabbed the file, just have a seat and I will call you and you will go in the order of appearance. So rest assured, if somebody comes behind you and they're number three is not going first. The last will not become first unless you all request that. So everyone, it's Tuesday. Let's not make it a difficult Monday. Put some patience in your pocket, take it out as needed and share it if needed, and confer.
Campbell? Is there Corwin Campbell?
Hi. Is this for me?
Robert, I'm not it.
Okay. Hi. Be fine. Brenda, which page is Schooler on? Ah,
Found it?
yes, I found it.
Okay.
Mr. Schooler, Burton Schooler, can you come forward? Oh, come forward. All right, Mr. Schooler, your case has been dismissed. They'll give you a copy of dismissal and you are excused unless you need to remain to speak with your attorney. All right. Have a great day.
Yes, you did. And I just put them out in the kitchen plate. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, Burton Schooler has been. Ah, okay, thank you.
I'll wipe it out.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, that was one time I didn't read what you had handed me. Deputy Laura. Oh, you did? Okay. Okay, all right. I'll send you one for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you trusting me? Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Callahan, you wanted to approach on Watson? Yes. Morning. Oh, okay. All right, so the jury will be here at what time? 1:30, Ms. Ferguson? The jurors will be here at 1:30. Do you need to speak with Mr. Watson?
No, Your Honor. Yeah, be excused till 1:30.
Okay. Are there any pretrial matters on Watson?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we will see you back at 1:30. You're welcome.
Hey. How are you?
Here.
Hey, I think I might have one.
Don't get rid of it. Okay.
I missed talking calls.
Who's here on Jose Del Bosque? So who's the state on Del Bosque?
Oh, he's not here. Tabasco.
Yeah, it's Michael, but I can.
Okay. So where are we on the extraction and the gummy bears?
I talked to Mike, what's that, Tuesday, maybe yesterday or beginning of end of last week. He said he's still not got the report back from BPS on the lab.
And that's the lab results for the gummy bears.
Which goes to the aggravated sexual assault.
Did he give you an idea of when?
He did. Basically, I said, you get the lab results back? He said, no.
I can check JD, see if there's any details about it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Well, she's gonna go check. We have one more issue.
Yes.
We'd like permission to travel to Atlanta. There is a trade show. He works for a company with manufacturing cabinet. They have to buy some equipment for new equipment and it's scheduled for August 23rd.
Okay, either you're whispering or my allergy ear is not functioning.
I usually talk real loud because I'm deaf.
Yeah. Brenda, is he whispering or is it just me?
I don't know. It's hard to hear right here, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe. Anyway,
maybe it's me.
there's a trade show in Atlanta on the 23rd to the 26th. They need to buy some equipment for business. It's a number of employees, they need to upgrade it, and this is the opportunity for them to go and actually purchase the equipment at the trade show. So we have permission for them to go to Atlanta. We have where you can be staying, this is so, and then we'll be back on 26th. 27.
All right, State, are you gonna have any objection to him traveling for work as long as proof is provided?
If proof is provided and he's not gonna be around children, then we don't have a problem.
I don't think there's gonna be any children in a woodworking trade show.
Sometimes they're prodigies, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll have to file the motion.
I did file the motion.
All right. Do you have the motion on Del Bosque?
I can get a copy of it in my file.
It's 2021. Oh, you have it in your file?
Let me get, I think should have it there.
All right.
And Judge, I don't see any updated notes about the status of the gummy bears, but I'm shooting the detective an email.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, Norma, on Del Bosque. Can I get a 30-day reset, please?
They can do the 19th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on September 19th.
September 19th, Judge,
Yes, and Ms.
All right.
Ferguson will give you the reset form.
and I'm looking for the motion in order.
You said 19th, correct, Ms. Ferguson?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Sorry, I was trying to get you.
Did Gary, oh,
It looks like Judge, it didn't make it to my
all
file.
right, can you look and see?
But I
All right,
think-
thank you.
Hey,
And where are we on the extraction? Has that been done? Yes, I have on here recall August 16th, extraction in gummy bears.
Oh, yeah, that's the. lab
I know
testing
we've got a
for
bond
the
deal.
THC.
So there's, the extraction is related to the lab test. Okay.
Bond reduction. Like it's on working on.
And then I guess I can go to back and find the order.
No, she's gonna get it for you.
Oh, it was filed a couple weeks ago.
I did bring it down.
And if you don't find the motion, I'll just write it on a new page.
It's set at 1:05.
Here's that shit. Yeah, find it. That's it, what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just short yesterday.
And yeah.
Yes. No, he's outside? Yeah, oh, tell him to come in. Eric? Like what? Deputy Laura, can you see if there's an intern outside? His name is Eric.
Eric,
Still
is
here.
there?
Yeah. He should be out there with his father. Will you be able to provide proof of the convention and everything?
Yes, ma'am. I will provide a reservation.
You want me to bring it to the court or you want to a pre-trial?
Send it to pretrial.
Okay, send it all to your.
I'm gonna get a document.
Right, we'll have an order.
Yes. Hello.
Right?
Hi. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So how are you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Oh, great. So you can have a seat here and you can watch what goes on. All right, and just make sure you yes. Yes. You're welcome. Oh, and Gary, just make sure that goes to the back with the clerk so they can put it in the system. All right. All right, and you can have a seat and are you excused?
Thank you.
Thank you. So how are you doing?
Great, how are you?
Great. Well, this is Brenna. She's the court reporter.
I'm Brenna.
So she takes down everything. And prosecutors, defense attorneys, prosecutors over here, defense attorneys over here. Greg and Robert Porter.
Bye up.
Yes, if you can come forward.
Okay.
This is a student who's here to see what they want to do with the rest of their life. And they have more of their life in front of them than behind them. And I know you teach, so drop some education.
Want me to, I can rap too, so I got 4 careers.
You still can't figure out.
No, that's it,
Yeah.
I'm young at heart.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too.
Nor can
Thank
I.
Yeah, but he's making his decision.
Well, good for you,
Yeah.
you so much.
just go at it.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Thank you.
So what do you guys do? How are you balancing life? That's what he needs to know.
Yeah. So I would check.
Stay one step ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You learn from the best.
Hmm.
She's been through it, seen it, and she's a LSU fan, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we lost one of the quarterbacks is leaving, but you know what?
Why did that get headline news, your quarterback?
Okay, honestly,
I don't even remember it.
Thank you. It's probably because he was told you wouldn't start.
yeah,
He's a
That's-
big year quarterback, and I've never heard of him. Because wasn't there another quarterback, like a pro quarterback?
Yes. And you know what? I really wanted us to be able to hire the coach from Pittsburgh. I know that was a non-starter, but we are back at the stage now where we need a good offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
And the last coach we had, which I told them, why are we hiring him? He's not bringing anything to the party. He's not bringing an appetizer. He's not bringing dessert.
Coach after Overcom?
Yeah, it's the Notre Dame. Oh, they haven't fired him.
Kelly.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
But Algeron, my thing is, why are you not handling defense? You should be, are you handling the offensive line? No. Are you handling the quarterback? No. And people are like, oh, he's a defensive specialist. I didn't see it.
Didn't they win the national championship?
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, no,
You know what?
no. Here's the thing. Sometimes when people win championships,
Right.
it's not because of what they did, it's what the person did before them.
That's true.
So for example, everybody's like, Stephanie, I can't believe what you're saying about Les Miles. And my thing was, Saban put all that in place. And he had a problem with clock management. Like people love the excitement. Ooh, it's 2 seconds left. And they still haven't, giving the ball to the quarterback. This is exciting. I don't find that exciting. I'm like, we're about to lose this game. But you know what I was really disappointing him in?
What's that?
When They were having clock management issues. And the quarterback is looking over the sideline and he's telling him to spike the ball. And the quarterback's like, we can't spike the ball. This is the down, right? We don't have any more downs. And he's like, spike it. And then he spikes it. And of course, my down. And then he has a news conference and he's like, well, in the excitement of the game, these are just children. And it's like, no, dude, it wasn't him. It was you. So we'll see what we do this year.
It's not recommended. The judge could let him apply.
Especially after everything. I take one. You don't even have to give credit to the coaches.
You'll take one.
Take the ring. Take the ring.
But it's like the children work so hard. And I was telling somebody,
Yeah.
with Les Miles, people were like, oh, oh my God. Well, but here's the thing. Joe Burrow, you know why we won that championship?
Yeah.
Because his father worked with him in the off season. That wasn't, we got to grade this, it was the father working with him in the off season and telling him to get his receivers together. And we're working in the off season. But you'll notice once he left, what happened to the offense?
Oh, yeah.
And that's not 100% to do with, we don't have the proper players, because when we get players, our recruitment is always great.
You're talking about a guy that went or whatever rookie or second season and took him to the season. I was looking at preseason games and there's this quarterback whipping it around. I'm like, where's the Old Dominion? I'm thinking, wait, Old Dominion 5 years ago beat all these teams. And I've seen how one of the receivers in the NFL has been like 6 years. So it's that kind of talent is.
But we still go back to LSU does have a good recruitment. It's, you're supposed to be working where these players are rising above it. Explain to me why Saban can take your average player and it's like we're winning championships.
But I understand
no, some of these players, but no, some of the players that he has sometime, and I don't mean average in a derogatory term, it's just that they're working on getting to the college level.
He takes great players, number 1, number 2 recruits, and makes them better because he stays on.
Because everybody talks a lot about Dale Brown, when he had Shaquille O'Neal. LSU didn't win a championship. And you know what?
Chris Jackson.
Yes. And you know what? Couldn't win a championship. And you know why? Because LSU coaches have this habit of, when you think you have the best player, you don't give them any basic skills. Like Shaquille O'Neal should have came out in LSU with a signature shot. He should have been able to shoot free throws, but their whole thing is like, he's the biggest guy on the court. Let's put him in the middle of the paint and give him the ball. And it was the same thing with LSU and Jamarcus Russell. They didn't teach him accuracy.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
There you go. But stop getting me riled up over football.
I withdraw.
All right, thank you. And Robert Porter on Mr. Curry.
Yeah, 1:30.
1:30. So your client can leave. Mr. Curry, you can leave. We'll be back at 1:30. Just make sure you are on time, which I know you will be. Okay, let me see. What page is Lamont Curry on? Oh, there we are. All right, Charles Garley, if you can come forward, please. Good morning. How's it going? All right, your attorney is on paternity leave. So Norma, I'm assuming his wife had the baby?
Yes.
And did he faint or no? All right, we're gonna have to find out if he fainted at the birth or not, but he's on paternity leave. So we're gonna call you back on September 27th. The court coordinator will give you a reset form, okay? All right, thank you. Thanks for being on time.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate it.
All right, who is Luis Gary? Can you come forward, please? And Norma, this is a jury trial setting, correct? Let me see. Just give me one moment, okay? Norma, this setting for Aguirre, the reset, that's a jury trial setting, correct? Okay. All right, Mr. Aguirre. Your attorney's on vacation. He's going to be back on August 22nd, so we're going to recall you back for jury trial on August 22nd, okay? And that will be your jury trial date and plea deadline date. I'm a firm believer that people are able to see things clearly after they come back from vacation, okay? Everybody needs to recharge. Yes, once you sign the reset form, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Robert Andrade, if you come forward, please. All right. Good morning, Mr. Andrade. Your attorney is on vacation, so we're going to come back for your jury trial on August 22nd. No gum chewing. But don't swallow it. We were always told that if you swallowed it, it would ruin your intestines. Don't know if that's true or not, but that's what we were always told. So we're going to come back on August 22nd. Make sure you're dressed for jury trial, okay?
Signature.
Thank you. All right, Darren Doze. Did he come in? Darren Doze. Okay.
Supposed to be in the first row.
Okay.
Yes.
We will find out where he is. Okay, we'll take care of that when he steps back in. Well, can you look on the in his file? Has he ever been late before? Okay, all right, thanks. So Eric, the people in the box are people who did not make bond, or maybe they were remanded without bond. And so what happens is they're brought over from the Bexar County Jail and they have the holding cells and everything in the back. Okay. So you'll get a chance to see the back of the holding cells in a minute, just as soon as we get everything cleared, okay? All right. All right, you're welcome. If you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Got it. It's so pretty.
Oh, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna start seeing the courtroom through your eyes. All I see is stuff that doesn't work, but I'm gonna go, it is pretty.
The infrastructure, like how it built up, is really pretty, and then I think the lights are also illuminates the entire courtroom.
Okay, you know what? It's a good thing you're here. I'm gonna appreciate this courtroom more. Thank you.
I'm actually starting my junior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I go to healthcare.
All right, Joy McCormack. And her name isn't spelled properly. Okay, we'll make that happen on another day. Oh, where's the 166, Norma? Oh, okay. All right. Hello, Ms. McCormick. All right, your attorney is actually in a jury trial in the 166 court. So we're gonna bring you back on August 22nd. Yes, and Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form, okay? All right, thank you. Have a good one. And then sometimes, Eric, we sit and we wait for the defense attorneys to confer with attorneys for the state on their cases. Sometimes there are issues where they don't have all the discovery. For example, if somebody has cell phone data that they want. And so a lot of times it's making sure that everybody has their discovery. Yeah.
Different little tiny parts.
Sure. And if you would like to, I'm sure the state doesn't have any objection, that chair there, if you sit there, if you want to see how they negotiate and that type of thing, you're more than welcome to do so.
The chair right in front of.
Yes. So Daniel, Eric may be joining you all to just see how you all negotiate and what happens. He's in high school. Yeah. Trying to make decisions about life. Yes, we still are. It never ends. Oh, do we have the file for Renee Espinosa? Because that's the one who's here for waiting on Junie Wimmer. But I know it wasn't on the docket, I don't think. Yes. Hello, are you here to repair things?
No.
Yeah. Brenda, I'm gonna have to tell them, don't touch anything there.
Don't.
Are you here to repair something? I see you all in the side room. What are you guys doing in the side room? All right, because you know Brenda's white noise does not work.
Oh, it's my white noise.
Yeah. You know, when we turn on the white noise, because the system doesn't work.
Well, because it goes to
The speakers stuff.
because you took that off.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna.
Yeah. So what is missing? Because they told me when I wasn't here, they used the that lever over there.
Right.
And then it appears, this is me, I'm not an electrician, but it appears that it's short circuit thing. So is there like a fuse that just need to?
So that they use the wheelchair thing in one of the trials, because one of the witnesses was in a wheelchair, and ever since they used that ramp, everything just went.
So now I can,
No, this is working, but like anything in the internal stuff is not working. Might have pinched it.
a lot of cable that go back here behind me.
Yes. So is there any way for somebody to check that?
Yeah, I can.
And see, you know what? No one thought to put a cover on that.
Or not run wires underneath it.
Yeah.
It is our new stuff.
Yeah.
Look, we ran it, so you don't trip, nobody trip on it.
Mhm.
But there is a couple other cables that control some other stuff.
Okay, so you're gonna have somebody come over.
So are we expecting you guys to give me a soon or?
That's like so my point.
Yes, because otherwise we end up having to keep the jury in the back when people want to approach and talk about things that maybe the jurors shouldn't hear.
Well, we're gonna be back during lunch. You're gonna take your stuff with you. We'll take a look at it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Angel Rodriguez.
They're bringing her out.
Covering that case for Monica Guerrero.
Yes.
He's still an inmate, but I've spoken with the prosecutor, there's a new development. We were gonna see if potentially he would propose a counter offer, see if we could work it out in the shape of matters and injury to child case. The child was currently hospitalized, but it's a moment where he was on bond for the two cases that are before you.
Mhm.
And around June 11th, he picked up a third case that's just literally filed by the DA's office. Well, it's not filed,
Yeah.
it's sealed.
It's sealed, it just came in on August tenth, so it's only been with our office for a few days.
And when we confirmed last time with part of August 10th, we didn't know about it.
Oh, he can come here.
Oh, hold on.
All right. So how much time is everyone asking for with regards to this case? And when will it be available for the defense?
I'm gonna reach out to intake. I just found out about it. Say maybe 30 days just to request what we need to request.
Okay.
I think 38 is sufficient.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Rodriguez?
I can just do reversions.
All right, we're going to come back on September 13th, and I'll extend your plea deadline date to that date. And Mr. Rodriguez, your attorney will explain to you the reason for the extension. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, thank you. Oh, it just needs to be here for Judy Wimmer. Yes, yes.
Second chair. Rodriguez. Thank you.
Oh, Brenna,
Yes.
would you like to keep this for memories?
Is it the notes?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you know, some, yeah. Yeah. Everyone, the court is breaking at 12. If your cases are not resolved by 12, you will be back by 1:30.
There's a lot of stuff.
All right, Darren Does. Good morning. Good morning. Why were you late for court? All right, so here's the thing. If it's a time issue, you need to start coordinating your time better. So you have to be here on time. You understand?
Yes.
All right, I did check the docketing sheet and show that you've never been late before, so just don't be late.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, and I in bed last night, I thought to myself, man, I should call him tonight and tell him, don't be late tomorrow. I didn't do it, and I won't let that happen again. Because I think that's the second client I've had before you in like 2 weeks this late. And I know.
See, that's Neil, Brenda, it's Neil's fault.
Yeah.
Just like in law school, when we're in law school.
No, actually, it was your fault in law school, but I paid the heat for it.
Hey,
Just so we got the record straight.
hey, it's a closed book exam.
You put stuff in my ear that caused me to do the things I did in law school.
Hey, it was a closed book exam. All right, so you're scheduled for jury trial. So we're gonna come back at 1:30.
Okay.
So make sure you're here at 1:30.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cornelius Cox. Good morning. We have an intern here, Eric, who's contemplating life choices, and he's right next to you.
Oh.
And I know you're always good with telling people about life. And you have good advice. I always, believe it or not, I always will quote you.
Well, I appreciate it. Some people quote Jefferson, some people quote Franklin. So I just have one person that quote me.
I quote you, and I'm going to start like posting your quotes because they are very insightful.
We have a lot of reverse.
Yes, very much so.
Do you think you want to? one of those picture checks. I lost it. The bird. The bird. Justice for all. Paper chase. You have. Paper chase. The version. No problem. Man, got my number. Check back with. Watch. Yeah.
Everyone always has a line.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
He'll be here at 11. Exactly.
Approach.
Yes.
I have a case. I think Margaret's just.
What is the case name? Santuan Wilson. Did I see Santuan Wilson? And his names needs to be changed. It just says Santuan Wyson. Oh. This is 13 settings.
I'm gonna go to mine.
Oh, well, we're gonna find out because I write everything on the document sheet.
That's what I realized. When I make my statement.
All right, you were appointed on March 22nd.
2022, right?
Yes. So we were called for April 28th for discovery, and it was going to be by Zoom. And then we came back on June 1st. And that was when the state's supposed to make an offer. But instead, I think it was requested to be moved to June 3rd. So a discovery acknowledgement was filed. And so now we are here. And I obviously wasn't here on June 3rd because there's no date on here. I don't know why that is the way. I think that was with Judge Angelini, and I don't think another date was given. All right, state on Santuan Wilson.
Correct, I know.
All right, so are you all prepared to make an offer or no?
I'm sure we can offer if we haven't made one already. But I can make one.
Yeah, I mean, if not, what I can, well, if you can make an offer, then if he'll make you an offer and you tender to your client, then I'll give you a plea deadline date and a jury trial date. All right, let's see what the offer is.
Oh, okay,
So you can't get it, then we can.
okay. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on.
All right, let's see where we are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'll tell you this. The intern. Is he your intern?
No, I met him and his father at the airport on the way back to San Antonio from Florence. And it could be Florence, Texas, or Florence, Louisiana. We don't know. I didn't put any country on the end. You know what? Some of the best times I've had has been being a country girl. You know, well, not in Florence. Some of my best times I remember, and they don't do that enough anymore, but I remember we would pick berries and my grandmother would make a berry pie, or either my mother would make a berry pie. And there was a neighbor who had near Notre Dame preparatory school. They had a pear tree and we would pick pears. And then when I would walk to Jess Clark, we called it junior high, but now they say middle school. On the way, walking there was a plum tree and the lady would let you pick as many plums as you wanted. I preferred the plums that were not ripe, the green ones. Yes, they had a, no. But I tell you what, I was disappointed when it was on fire. So glad my mom had a chance to see it and I had a chance to see it in person. Yeah, they say that it should be, they say that COVID slowed down the rebuild, but they should have it up pretty soon. You know what? Look to your left, look to your right. Yes. Well, you know what? It's funny you should mention that. So we were trying a case and Ben Stevenson was here and he was like, what are some of the great legal movies you like? And you've named some of them.
I mean, those so I don't.
I forgot to bring.
Oh, and especially in Justice for All, because that really shows you about the overwork and. Mhm. And essay. For all, and essay.
I'm gonna expand it.
Mhm.
That's safe for now. Yeah, yeah, we're good. We got it. We said we got it. You know, the pictures, because you know, you're really good at home. Right, you should be, you'd be smiling. Yeah. This smile makes you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we do. Well, no, so they.
Thank you. Hello.
I know we won't. I know we're gonna let somebody else,
Yeah.
I'm crazy. Bobby.
How are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'll call you up when I'm ready for you. No. Yeah, sit in the gallery. Thank you. All right, who's Donald Ward? Yeah, but where's the client? Is he in custody? All right. All right, Deputy Laura. Can you let Mr. Ward know that we're going to recall him for August 18th? His attorney had a medical emergency with family and can't be here. All right, have him, Mr. Vega. Yes, you'll be going to trial in your uniform since you don't want to be dressed. And we'll put on the record that you did not want to be in anything other than what you're wearing. Who's the attorney for Vega? All righty. There's I'm missing an award. I only have 3 cases. So I have 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. I'm missing 4-5.
Yeah.
Well, actually.
Yes. Yes.
An offer was made. Discuss the fines.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Wilson, if you can come forward. And Mr. Cox, I like you, but you know, there's a line there. That's okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date and a plea deadline date for Mr. Wilson. All right, your jury trial date is going to be September 20th. And your plea deadline date is September 20th. What that means is, my understanding is the state has tendered a plea offer to you. You can either accept it or reject it, but your deadline for accepting it or rejecting it is September 20th. After that time, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements unless it's for a good cause. Otherwise, if you decide to plea, it will have to be open to the court. Do you understand? All right, they're going to give you a reset form, then you're excused. You're welcome. And Ms. Ferguson, can you have Eduardo Jimenez back here, please? Thank you. All right, Latasha Jenkins. And where's Latasha Jenkins?
Just right outside the.
All right, why are people hanging outside?
Sorry?
I said, why are people hanging outside? The courtroom is inside.
I know, if you want.
No, she needs to be inside. All right, thank you. Brenda, I didn't think our courtroom accommodations were that bad that people didn't want to hang out inside.
They're not.
Do you see what page Ms. Jenkins is on? Oh, thank you. All right, you guys need to switch places. Thank you. All right, who is the prosecutor on this case? All right, so where are we?
Judge, this is a case that I think it's the first setting. I'm gonna reach out to the victim. The defense provided me some information on his side, just some mitigation, I guess, stuff, and we haven't spoken to the victim since he's been indicted, so I want to do that before I make an offer. If we can have a 30-day reset, we'll make an offer the next day.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Ms. Jenkins? And Ms. Jenkins, do you have the information to contact your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're welcome. And what date? All right, so we're going to be back on September 13th. At that time, the state is going to make an offer.
Judge, can I have September 14th? I have several out of county cases set over.
Are you going to be on time on September 14th? You going to be here at 9 a.m.?
9:01?
No, 9 a.m.
All right.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, are we able to move that to the 14th? Yeah, let's do it on the 14th. You are to be here at 9 a.m. because we have jury on that day. You understand? I know you do. No, 9 a.m. All right. You're welcome. They're going to give you a reset form. Ryan on Jenkins, he's only available to come back on September 14th. I know that's a Wednesday for us.
Okay.
But if we're in jury trial, I'm gonna want to take that one first.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Megan Wiltie, how do you pronounce the last name? Wilhite, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, and I have an announcement to make. Daniel needs some time to get the stuff.
All right.
An indicted case and an indicted case.
All right, Ms. Wilhite. If you can come forward, please. All right, so where are we on these cases?
So Judge, there's a case that's awaiting indictment. I'm reaching out to our intake attorney to see what the status of that case is going to be, whether or not it's going to be indicted or not. Right now, if he's not going to indict it, we're prepared to make an offer on this case, but if he is going to indict that other case, we're going to change our offers.
All right, and when will you have this information?
I just emailed him about 10 minutes ago, if that.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, let's recall this for next week.
I can do this.
All right, we're gonna come back on August 25th. And I'm assuming the case that you're speaking of for an indicting or not indicting, is that the fraudulent use of or possession of identifying info?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
And we need to notify Mr. Hyatt on that, for some reason, he's the appointed attorney on that, and I'm on the board.
okay, Anton Hyatt,
Yes.
okay. All right, and Ms. Ferguson? We'll need Anton Hyatt here as well, because he is the attorney on the CM case. All right, we will see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. And Deputy Lord, Ms. Will Hyde can go back.
Yes.
Thanks.
James Harrison. Come forward. Why were you late for court?
I usually go to 175th. It's the first time I ever came this way.
Okay, could I see the file on Mr. Harrison, please? Actually has 3 cases. Okay. Your case was transferred here. So just have a seat. We're awaiting your attorney, okay? You're welcome. And Norma, I'm assuming we sent suitable cases to, thanks. All right, we'll just wait for his attorney. Can you see
Dial?
where Mr. Garcia is?
Will Hyde? Dial?
Corwin Campbell. Corwin Campbell. Brian Parker. Jose Gallegos.
Harrison?
Uh, just a moment. Who's here on Felicia Ramon? Are you ready? All right. Felicia Ramon, if you can come up, please. Court is calling 2022 CR 1656 State of Texas versus Felicia Ramon. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Donald Wilson for the defense.
And are you Felicia Ramon? I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Felicia Marie Ramon who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 1656 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on May 17, 2022 for a period of 4 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Violation of condition number 14G1, on or about the 30th day of June 2022 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Felicia Marie Ramon, then there failed to comply with the rules and regulations of the felony drug court in violation of condition 14G1.
All right, how do you plead to that? True or not true? All right, so we're doing contested.
Yes.
All right, are you ready to proceed with the contested?
I don't know if you want me to get the drug court personnel down here or,
Right.
based on the information I received, Your Honor.
All right, it depends, defense. You want the drug court personnel here?
Your Honor, it's a dispute of whether she agreed to participate or didn't agree to participate. And
Oh, no, I ordered her to go to drug.
She tells me she agreed to participate, and we're told that she didn't qualify, and they say she didn't.
We have information that.
All right, let's see if we can have the drug court personnel by Zoom. All right, so we'll see if we can get that done.
Great.
And Eduardo, you wanted to approach on someone?
Judge, I just wanted to make sure we were okay. I think I heard my client confused dress up.
Yes. Mr. Vega?
They brought him back. I don't know why.
Oh, he's right
There he is.
So my understanding is that, Mr. Vega, you're in the center. My understanding is that Mr. Vega wishes to appear for jury trial in Orange. Well, no, here's the thing, Mr. Vega, how old are you?
22.
All right, so you're considered an adult because you're an adult in an adult court. You understand? So when people make choices, there are consequences. Nobody's going to work their schedule around yours. So people who were scheduled for jury trial are brought over dressed for trial. And you not wanting to be dressed for trial tells me that you want to appear for trial in that. And I don't know, maybe your counsel can give you a tie to dress it up a little bit. But if you want to appear in trial in that, that's what you will go to trial in. Do you understand? So that's not, it's either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so do you want to go to trial in that outfit?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your your client wants to go to trial in that outfit and we'll put it on the record. Could I have a file on Mr. Vega, please? Thank you. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 6408 and 2020 CR 6409. State of Texas versus Fabian Vega. Could I have someone from the state, please?
Right, River from the state of Texas.
And for the defense?
Mr. Honor.
Are you Mr. Fabian Vega?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court has been informed by the deputies that Mr. Vega did not want to change into other attire for his jury trial. And off the record, Mr. Vega has informed the court that he wishes to appear in inmate attire, which is the orange uniform for jury trial. Is that correct, Mr. Vega?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I've advised him obviously against it, tried to explain to him that it looks like criminal in orange and you kind of avoid that kind of quite obviously for obvious reasons, and he just won't listen to me. So I don't know that there's anything I can do.
All right, the court is not going to force anyone to be in any clothing that they do not wish to be in. So, Mr. Vega, we will be trying your case today and you will be in the orange uniform. Thank you. So we can have him come back at 1:30, or do you wish to speak to him?
I was speaking a little bit.
All right, thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to write in there that the defendant wants to appear in an orange uniform. I try to document everything.
Better hurry. Or Lupe eats them.
We'll bring him back at 1:30. Mr. Harris,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
May I approach?
Yes.
How are you?
Just so you know, we're live streaming.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Eric. This is Darryl Harris. See, because he's just smiling at me, Brenda. He's smiling at me.
Whatever you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know you, and football season is about to start. So the Ohio State Buckeyes, we'll see how you do. But this is Eric. He is a junior in high school.
Okay.
And so he's coming here to be enlightened. And I was like, who is the person who could enlighten him a lot? And that would be Darryl Harris. So tell him what you do and show him around a little bit.
Well, on particular days when I'm in this court, it's generally whatever the court tells us. First, go. These guys here. What I used to do. Okay. And you're possibly interested in
Going to, yeah, I want to go to law. I would tell her.
going to do everything you can to disagree with that. All right.
All right, Jose Lozano.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
It's Tuesday, Joe.
But it's not Monday. We're getting closer to Friday.
Looking on the bright side.
Hi, you're,
Oh, sorry, Jay.
all right, what is happening with your case?
Your Honor, there's, I was confirmed with the state judge, there's still some outstanding discovery in the form of videos of search warrant that I need to get up. There, yeah, I believe he's uploaded already. I need to take a look to see if I can see it or not. If not, it'll be burned on a disc, Judge.
So, Your Honor, in pre-calling the officers, we did ask if there was any videos that they had issues in finding the videos. And speaking to one of the detectives, he was able to locate it. Also had to talk to Bear County's IT and they were able to find the video. So it was uploaded, I believe, early last week. And then the search warrant that he spoke of, that's something that our investigators were able to get, and I uploaded last Wednesday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a, okay, just give me a moment.
Sorry.
All right, Norma? Yes, sir. On Mr. Lozano, can I have a 2-week reset? But it's still gonna be on the jury trial. docket.
And Your Honor, defense did mention to me something about fingerprint results. Something
Yes,
that hadn't
Judge.
been brought up.
I'm sorry, what?
Fingerprint results, Your Honor.
And why is that not already done?
I have not received those yet, Judge.
This is an 8 setting case.
Understand, Your Honor.
So whoever y'all need to subpoena, you'll need to subpoena them.
Okay.
All right. Norma,
I can do, September 6th.
all right. Your jury trial date and plea deadline date is September 6th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
Thank
You're
you, Your Honor.
welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yes. Okay. Yes, what is your announcement? And my mom knows and sees everything.
It was a private matter between myself and the court today, Your Honor. I'm gonna make good on my promise.
Oh, okay, I know what it is then. Tuesday, okay. Norman, this is for jury trial and plea deadline date on Lozano.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So.
All right, the party's on Amberly Perez. And where's Miss Perez? All right, Miss Perez, come up, please. Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi. So what is happening here?
We have conferred. I have gotten an offer. There's a little bit of discovery I need to do. I don't have a copy of the complaint witness's camera worn statement. I think it's been, I think they uploaded it or whatever. I just have not downloaded it.
Okay.
Other than that, so we're not ready to take the plea today.
Okay. How much time are you requesting?
I just need 30 days. Just the reason I asked for 30 days.
Mhm.
I have like 4 murder cases coming up back to back. I've
Mhm.
got a lot of investigating going on in this case. I don't know what happened to the aggravated list, but it's shrunk and I'm just treading water right now. So 30 days is like, I'd be grateful. If I can do it, come back sooner, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because I don't want her sitting on the chest too.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a 30-day reset on Miss Perez?
The 13th.
All right. So we'll come back on September 13th. Ms. Perez, I always like for both parties to have all the information. So I want your attorney to have all the information. So what we'll do is we're going to bring you back no later than September 13th. But if your attorney wants you brought back earlier, he'll let the coordinator know and we'll get you back. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
How was that?
He's tired.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, what?
I picked up my suit. I didn't pick up my tie.
Well, you're not here in Orange, so I think that'll make it easier for
I
us
was so
to.
desperate, I was getting gas for it. I'm like, let me just run in here and see if they got some ties, like, on, next to the motor oil.
Mhm.
Could have been Bucky's, I'd have a nice tie with the trucker and the beer. Tell you what, still got that football neck. 19 inch.
All right, if I could see the parties on Jordan Dow, please,
We're ready, Judge. What do you like?
in the middle.
To the right here, John.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 9273, State of Texas versus Jordan Dow. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Greg Dameray.
And are you Mr. Dow? All right, Mr. Dow, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jordan Dow who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 9273 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on February 5th, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 48, on or about the 9th day of April 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jordan Mahon Dial, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Lifetime Recovery Residential Treatment Center, and that the defendant left the center without permission in violation of condition number 48.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? All right, the court will find, I'm sorry. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 48, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in a state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 48? Court will find violation of condition number 48 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We'd ask that you enter an adjudication on Mr. Dial's case and revoke his probation. We're asking for him to be sentenced to 6 months in the state jail.
That is our agreement.
All right, Mr. Dow, are you asking the court to follow that agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? All right, so Mr. Dow, what is the issue? And I'm not gonna swear you in because this is just us having a conversation. Why can't you get your life together?
This last go around, actually, just come from a phone call with my mom. Actually, his son battled with cancer, and it kind of threw me off loop. She needed help. My dad kind of left her abandoned, and I did what I think any son would do. And it's just up there now, 6 grand a month.
Well, no, what any son would do is pick up the phone and call probation because you know you're looking at 2 years in the state jail facility, and you would call and you would say, guys, my mom is not doing well and I need to go take care of her because there's nobody taking care of her. That's.
Did not do it in the proper manner. We could do apologize.
Hey, let me have you raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record. All right, are you from San Antonio? Where are you from originally?
Spartanburg, South Carolina.
All right, why are you in San Antonio? How did you come to be here?
I came down to work on the garage and project with solid fiber optics.
All right, and where is your mom?
Columbia, South Carolina.
So what, you were in Columbia, South Carolina? Keep her in what room?
She was standing at my toe with my dad, and he just kind of went off the end. I had no keep everyone from probably good. I've been helping them out with my sister, helping them pay bills there, so she can stay there and help them with them.
All right, and what are you doing with this drug issue?
Honestly, since then, with me and my mom kind of getting this close, just about all.
So what are your plans when you're released from custody?
Pack up and I'm home pretty much the same.
All right, is there any other question from either side? All right. All right, and Mr. Demarie, is this true what your client is telling me?
It is true, Your Honor. Talked with his mom. She does have cancer. She's undergoing chemo. And as far as addressing the drug concerns, using that motivation from the mom, but also maybe attending AA classes, NA classes. You got to stay ahead of it. That's what the judge, I think, is also trying to get to.
All right.
Nothing further. Judge.
How much time does he have in?
I believe he has over 180 days. I think we did it before. It was, I can't remember if it was 177 or 182.
Just from the state's perspective, the court feels it's appropriate. We don't have a problem with receiving under 1244. I don't know how close it was to 180 days. I don't think we got the actual day count.
Wow. I like to underestimate.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will find violation of condition number 48 true, find you guilty, grant the motion. I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, give you credit for any time served, and also show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement. Well, actually, I've given you something better than you pled for. You do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Dial, here's the thing. Your mom needs you, obviously. You love your mom, obviously, but you're going to have to make sure that you're in a frame of mind where you can be of support for her, because the last thing she needs is stress and to worry about her child. So you need to make sure you're clean and sober. And if your plan is to go and be with her, then, you know, you can take the Greyhound. It's a long trip. And I've ridden on Greyhounds before. And I know Greyhounds hit every small town, but take that as an opportunity to learn some geography. That's what I did. I actually took the Greyhound bus from Louisiana to San Antonio. I used to take it from Baton Rouge back to my home city. And I learned about every little small town. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know there was a Bonky here. And you're going to discover some of the small towns are actually just the bus station. All right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Keep the patience. That will help you, because then you don't get upset about things that happen. And I always say anything that happens is really an opportunity to learn. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Judge, may I
welcome.
excuse?
Yes.
Thank you. When you.
And that's the
Hey,
judge
good luck.
satisfied.
I'll let her know, okay?
Who's here on Brian Parker? And where is Brian Parker?
I am, and I'm not sure, Your Honor, I have not had contact with him.
All right. Is there a prosecutor available?
I can do it.
Thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 6496, State of Texas versus Brian DeAnthony Parker. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Bremer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Eric DeWalt.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:53 a.m. Court called the docket at 9 a.m. and Brian Parker was not present in the courtroom, and Brian Parker is still not present in the courtroom. Deputy Laura, did you announce for Mr. Parker?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And what are the results?
He is not out there.
All right, defense, do you have any idea where your client is?
Your Honor, I was in the 226. That's no excuse. But no, I've reached out, made phone calls, have received discovery, but have had no contact with him.
All right, state.
Judge, we make a motion for a bond forfeiture and ask the court to issue a warrant for his arrest.
All right, that will be granted. The court will issue the bond forfeiture and the court will remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will of course reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
I will stay around in the courthouse for a little while longer.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Drug court is on for Felicia Brown.
Ah, thank you. Can I see her call again? Who's here for the person who's waiting for drug court? Ramon, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning.
Hi, Judge.
Betsy.
Elsa here.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the record. All right, we're back on the record in cause number 2020 CR 1656, State of Texas versus Felicia Ramon. The defendant has pled not true to violation 14B1, which was the violation that she failed to comply with the rules and regulations of felony drug court. A representative for drug court is present. Ms. Zamaroon, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. Could you speak up a little? We're having a hard time hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Can you
All
hear me?
right. Yes, we can now. Could you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
My name is Diana Zamarron. Last name is Zamarron.
All right, state.
Ms. Zamarron, what do you do in regards to the drug court?
I'm the court manager for the felony drug court.
Okay, and do you interview the possible candidates for the drug court to see if they can go into the drug court?
You're gonna have to speak up.
Yes, if necessary, I do, but we typically have an assigned person to do screenings.
Okay, and were you the representative from the drug court who had an opportunity to speak to Felicia Ramon?
No, that individual was licensed professional counselor Elsa Guajardo, who is one of our case managers.
Okay, can you look at the notes that your case manager entered in on this case?
Yes.
And what do those notes indicate?
The notes indicate that she met criteria for the drug court, and that the client voiced she did not want to participate. Ms. Guajardo noted that she lacks insight into her addiction and feels that she can stay clean on her own. Her drug of choice is methamphetamine, and she minimized the severity of her problem. She wrote her drug of choice is THC on the information questionnaire. But after she spoke to Ms. Guajardo, she asked her to be honest, and so she gave her more information about the methamphetamine use, which was IV daily before her arrest on 4/1/2022. She expressed she did not need drug treatment and could not remember when she was admitted into Laurel Ridge Treatment Center. She denied any mental health history and at times could not keep her story straight. Her 3 minor children live with her father, who has full custody. She denied any out-of-county cases. She was homeless when arrested and stated that she can come and go from her mother's house anytime. She is at high risk to go back to her active addiction and will benefit from either residential treatment or intensive outpatient if she is willing to show up and participate.
Any other questions?
Pass the witness.
All right, defense.
Yes, and she said that I didn't tell her.
I have no questions for her.
All right, is this witness excused or subject to recall?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, excuse.
All right, Ms. Zamaroon, here's the question. If, and I'm not saying I'm going to continue her or not, I'm not saying if I'm finding this true or not true yet, but would she be welcome back into felony drug court? Or are you all full?
Judge, we will definitely make room for her. She needs the help.
All right, thank you so much. It's appreciated. All right.
Your Honor, I would call Ms. Ramon.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand.
Please state your name.
Felicia Ramon.
Yeah, you just heard the testimony from notes that you refused and indicated you did not want to participate or needed drug rehab. Do you recall that conversation?
No.
Did you meet with someone from the felony drug court?
Yes.
Do you remember who that was?
It was a lady, I don't remember her name, but I've seen her.
And did you cooperate in answering questions and participate in an interview? Let me talk.
Yes, I answered everything honestly the first time. I never hesitated in telling her anything that I was doing. You know, she asked me one time, I told her, and then she never went back to it again. And at the end, I never told her no. I never told her I didn't want to do it. She left and came back and told me that, based on the question and the answers, that, I didn't qualify. Like, I did have to do it. And then, I did something there telling her about I had probation. I never told her no, that I didn't want to do that.
At the time of the interview, did you believe that you had a drug problem?
I mean, I know that I do, but I know I did it the worst kind of way, but I did
Ma'am,
not.
sorry, if you'll face me when you're talking. I can speak.
I know I did the worst kind of way, but I didn't. I mean, I know that I guess it's called a problem, but no, I'm not like.
Here's the question. Let me just cut through all of this. Number one, the whole issue is a witness has just testified that you said that you didn't have a drug problem and you don't want to participate in felony drug court. So here's the second question for all parties here. If she is now saying that she wants to participate in felony drug court, one, state and defense, are you all in agreement to her going back to felony drug court? That's the question, because she has not said anything to completely address what the witness has said.
Well, she wasn't there that week, and I've never talked to her at all. once.
Now, here's my question. They said that you didn't want to participate in felony drug court. The answer to that is either yes, you do, or no, you don't.
I know-
And let me
like,
give you
ask her,
some,
Do I want to do it now?
let me give
or-
you some choices. Here are your choices. I can revoke you, send you to prison for 6 years. You can go do your time and live the best of your life, however you want to live it. Or either if the state and the defense and probation are in agreement to you going back to felony drug court, you will be going back to felony drug court. Those are your choices. Do you want to finish questioning her?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like she's not taking this seriously.
I just don't want it like to be in here longer already. You know what I mean? If I would have, I would.
No, no, no,
if I
no.
was
Here's the
there
thing.
already And
How old are, well, you, stop. How old are you?
I'm 31.
All right, you know why you're not there already? Because you told them that you did not want to be in felony drug court. We're not playing these games.
I know, but-
So here are your choices. Your choices are either you can go to prison for 6 years, or if your attorney and the state and probation agree, you can go back to felony drug court. So either way, you're not leaving this courtroom today. So do you want to go to prison, or do you want to get treatment for your drug issue, which obviously you have a lot of drug issues because your father would not have custody of the children that you should be raising. So what do you want to do?
Whichever one.
All right, is there anything else from either side? No, there's no, I guess I'm going to drug court, because there are other people who feel as though they have a problem and they want help with their problem. And so they go to drug court when I send them there and they participate.
I did, Mama, and I'm telling you, she told me I didn't. If I knew, like, I've already been here 3 months almost since drug court. And if I would have went, I would have already been done with it. I never told her no. I mean, I don't have a problem going back, but I.
Drug court is
never
2
told her
years, so
no.
you would not have been done with it.
No, I'm not talking about drug court. I'm talking about going to like one of those facilities or something, you know. I would have already been on my gun with it, and then I would have continued with the probation, and but I never told her no. That's what I mean. I'm fine going back to it, but I'm just saying, like, I never told him no. That's why I don't understand. I would have already been gone.
I believe it's, is there any other evidence that anyone wants to present?
No, you're right.
All right, I'm finding it true. 14B I1. So now the next question is whether or not you want to go to prison, because you can go to prison and do your time. And then I will move on to the next case and somebody else can be in felony drug court who wants it. Felony drug court is at least a 2-year program. And it appears to me, based upon what you've said to me and based upon the information I've received from the witness, you're not finishing that program in 2 years. You're going to be a person who it's going to probably take at least a year before you even understand the program and understand that you have a drug problem. So you're probably going to end up in there for probably 3, maybe 3.5 years before you get the program. So.
I'll go back.
So you guys want to discuss whether or not you are in agreement to her going back to felony drug court? Okay.
Your Honor, the state would be in agreement with her going back to felony drug court.
All right. Then I'm going to deny the motion. She's being referred back to felony drug court. She is to remain in custody until a transfer to felony drug court. If felony drug court doesn't accept her, then she's going to safety. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And the contact, whoever supervises it, has to be somebody that's approved by probation. All right, probation, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and I think previously I had ordered field visits, but of course, if she's transferred to felony drug court, they will take care of conditions. All right, thank you. You're welcome. All right, Fabian Vega. Good morning. So you filed motions.
So there's a motion in limine, Your Honor.
Did you confer with the state on your motions?
I gave the state copies, the state has copies.
All right, you all want to confer to see if there's an agreement on your motions?
Sure.
Okay, because and what I can tell you, usually with motions in limine, what I do is I just ask parties to approach because I don't know anything about the case.
Absolutely. There was one other thing, Judge. Mr. Vega would like to address the court as to the issue with his, prior problem with addressing clothes.
All right, yes.
Yeah, good. I want to say sorry, man. I'm sorry. I've been trying to get clothes like the past month, and the jailhouse is saying that like they got to come and drop them off and saying this and that. So I was kind of like,
No, so here's the thing with the clothing, and I always say this to everybody who has a jury trial. I always say that if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, contact the court. We'll see if we can help expedite that. I say that to everyone. Now, what I can tell you from my experience as a defense attorney is that family members have to bring clothing over, and the person who is at the Bexar County Jail has to sign a release because they're not going to let you have 2 sets of clothes at the jail. Now, they changed things up. I believe you're not allowed to bring belts in or ties. And I'm not sure about the shoes, but I know you definitely can't have steel-toed shoes. So those are the issues.
What happened, Judge, if you would allow, just a few, very briefly, I put in the clothing, notice, which is what the jail's asking for these days. So as the attorney, I put in the clothing notice and that should have covered it.
But all you have to do is contact the court.
Well, I was going by what the jail wanted me to do. They wanted a clothing notice. I gave him a clothing notice. His family goes down. They refused to give him.
But here's the thing, I understand what you're saying, but I think every attorney here will tell you, and Brenda can pull it up. I always say, if there's a problem with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see what we can do to expedite that.
Actually, I did not know that there was a problem with the clothing exchange until my client came to court. Just
I'm sorry about that too.
Okay, all right.
So Deputy Laura and Deputy Mejia, are you able to, you all are deputies extraordinaire. I don't want to say how great you guys are because then other courts would try to take you off. But is there any way to check at the jail to see what the clothing issue is with Mr. Vega?
I already.
All right, have you signed the exchange? No, it's not something that your attorney would have given you. It's something that the jail
Oh,
gives you.
No.
Then they're not going to give you closing if the exchange is not signed. So they're going to contact them. You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
So, excuse me.
All right, here, who's here on Joey Lissy? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
All right, where's Joey Lissy?
He's right here.
All right, come forward. And Ms. Abrams, this is going to be for regular probation. You're welcome.
It's an application for probation. I don't think it's.
Oh, it's not a, oh, okay,
But no application for this one.
okay. So on this one, we're probably going to need a PSI, Ms. Abrams. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 6807, State of Texas versus Joey Lee Lissy. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Tim Molina for Mr. Lissy.
And are you Mr. Lissy?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lissy, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
This time I did thoroughly, the whole thing, not like when I used to, like when I was younger. I acknowledge everything and I read everything twice and you really perfectly and I did it and I got it.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Brenna, I forgot it is Tuesday, so I'm going to talk slower.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Mr. Lissy, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. And-
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am. And I know. No, sir. Oh, yes. Introduce some of that. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge. There's kind of a lot in the indictment. So what the state is doing is we're waiving count one, proceeding on count two, which is a state jail felony. However, with the habitual offender allegation, we're proceeding on that, which would make it a second degree felony.
All right. Mr. Lissy, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I did. I signed in all the places with him and the lady that came up to me and the other lady that was the fingerprint thing and everything. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what you're charged with and count two is fraudulent use or possession of identifying information less than 5 items. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? All right. Now, the state has filed in the indictment habitual offender enhancement allegation. If the court finds those paragraphs to be true, then this will bump this up to second degree felony. And then the range of punishment will be anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I understand it. This time I understand it. A long time ago, I didn't understand it. But I do understand clearly this time they beat it into me. I mean, I understand every single part of every single paper thoroughly and I just want to say that I understand it. I do understand it. I understand it. Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, for everybody that I'm sorry.
All right.
You understand?
All right, thank you. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have anybody more trouble, so I won't do that.
No, no, no. I need you to listen to my question and answer the question that I'm asking of you, okay? Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Lissy, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, no, no. just,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 2, waiving count 1. You agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or 2 or more felonies for enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years opposed. There's a $500 fine. No application for deferred adjudication. State opposes your application for community supervision. They will take in consideration 2022 CR 2713. Did you understand that to be the agreement? Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
you're looking towards Mr. Groomer. He's for the state, so he has no answers for you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, my mind is going so fast. Can you say again, please?
All right. Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes. Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Then to count 2 in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest. No contest.
All right, state, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
All right, Mr. Lissy, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, laboratory reports, and judgments? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Mr. Lissy, with regards to the following paragraphs, which is the habitual offender enhancement allegations, I need to know how you plead. It states, and it is further presented in and to said court that before the commission of the offense alleged above, hereinafter styled the primary offense, on the 10th of September AD 2002, and cause number 1999 CR 6294. In Bear County, Texas, the defendant was convicted of the felony of burglary of a habitation. How do you plead to that, true or not true? And also before the commission of the primary offense and after the conviction and cause number 1999 CR 6294 was final, the defendant committed the felony of assault public servant bodily injury and was convicted on the 21st day of November AD 2013 and cause number 2013 CR 6331 in Bear County, Texas. How do you plead to that, true or not true?
If it needs your help for that, never mind, but I'm sorry. Okay.
It's true.
All right, the court will review States Exhibits 1 and attachments. Make sure your phone is off, please. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Counsel, is a TAP evaluation needed?
I would think to have the whole picture before the court, the TAP evaluation and whatever the mental health evaluations are called now.
Mick,
My client does have a history of mental illness. I have no issues at all with any kind of competency issues or anything, but I do think that he has a history of it and the court would benefit from both those evaluations.
all right, and just so the record is clear, the court is finding the enhancement paragraphs true, each one based upon the defendant's plea of true and also States Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will order a TAP evaluation and a Mick Myoff evaluation. All of this will take place while the defendant is in custody. We will come back on September 29th. Defense, are you having any witnesses?
I don't think so.
State, any witnesses?
I don't expect any witnesses. Yeah.
All right, so we'll come back on September 29th at 9 a.m. And at that time, the court will make its decision based upon the PSI report and any other evidence that's presented to me. Do you understand? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. John Ayala. All right, where are we on Mr. Ayala?
Judge, this is the first setting after indictment. We're still going over the evidence and conferring with the district attorney's office to receive an offer and to talk about it.
All right, so are there any discovery issues that anybody can see upon the horizon, look in the crystal ball?
Well, we're probably gonna want CPS records, staff interview, all that.
Yes, Judge, and I actually haven't conferred too much about this case with defense this morning. I saw that it was set in, I think, MAG court this afternoon.
Okay.
It is.
But yeah, if you give me just a few minutes, we can confer.
Oh, okay. Well, after you all confer, then come back. All right, just have a seat in the box and we'll bring you back.
Okay.
Elsa Vacara. All right, good morning, Mr. Piker.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Tuesday. We're closer to Friday than we were yesterday.
Close enough for me.
Hey, don't,
I
move
know,
time
wish you
along too
luck.
quickly. Yeah. My mom said farther time is a friend to no one. All right, where are we on Miss Vacara?
I believe that have no more outstanding discovery issues. I tendered an offer today to defend. I believe that he communicated that to his client. I think that's where we left off.
All right, so I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery file today. State, are you able to get that to him today?
Yes, just give me a couple minutes. I'll get it.
All right, and Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 3-week reset on Ms. Bexar, please? And that will be your plea deadline date. So you'll have a chance to consider and confer with your attorney on whether or not you want to accept the offer.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to be back on September 12th. This is
Got a vacation letter in from 9 to 27 inclusive.
Where are you going?
Hawaii.
All right, so we're not going to allow you to go to Hawaii. You just gonna go anyway. You're already dressed. All right.
You're gonna have to take me.
Yeah. All right, so what we'll do, we'll come back on September 6th. And that will be your plea deadline date. So what that means is on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the plea. If you decide not to accept the plea, then you will be given a jury trial date and the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? I'm sorry.
Tell her that last part again, please.
Oh, so you'll either have to plea open to the court or either the court will not accept a plea bargain agreement with the state unless there's good cause to do so. You understand? All right, so we'll see you back on September 6th. Please do not leave until you sign the acknowledgement of discovery.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Paul Duncan.
I don't see Ryan. I don't know.
All right, well, just give us some moments. All right, what are we doing with Mr. Duncan?
Judge, we've been extended an offer today for the first time.
Mhm.
And so if you could give us a plea deadline in the not too far future, so he can have time to come in and discuss it and consider it.
All right. And there's no, I have the acknowledgement of discovery, so I'm assuming there's no outstanding discovery.
No issue.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a plea deadline date on Mr. Duncan for 3 weeks, please? All right, September 12th is your plea deadline date. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, they're going to give you a reset form and then you're excused.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Who is here on James Arness Harrison?
I am judge. He's present. I've conferred with the state. I don't believe they have been filed.
Mr. Harrison? All right, Mr. Harrison was late today, but he had a great excuse. His case was transferred here and he wasn't there. So everyone else, I have no excuse. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you all a 30-day reset. Confer off docket and then we'll come in and we'll see where we are, okay?
No, great.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
I remember that date and that's a bad. I don't remember.
Melissa? David Garcia said he remembers the date, but he doesn't know why he remembers it. He has an idea that September 19th is a bad day, so I come to you. So,
You know what, just let me look at my calendar.
see, I knew she would know. John Coons, don't disturb her. She's looking for her date. Yes, I am. You missed Neil Kappas. It was like old home week from law school days.
That's right.
So Norma, what date? Oh, we're waiting for James Harrison. All right. So thank you. And I recognize you, even though you're not wearing a brooch, I still recognize you. All right, so Mr. Harrison, we're going to be back on September 22nd.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's her birth month and you're trying to take her cookies?
No, she told me that you baked them.
I did. I made them with these two
I
hands.
scoffed. Because they look suspiciously like HEB cookies.
Are you able
Which
to
I
prove
love,
that?
by the way. I love HEB.
You
That's
know-
on my death row meal list, and HEB cookies.
Do not make any statements that you cannot prove. And I have a right to remain silent. All right, we're back on John Ayala.
To the back, Judge.
Okay. Oh, okay. We'll wait. I know you're still conferring. All right.
Thank you.
Thomas Manning.
Right now.
Brenda, you ready? Can I have a prosecutor on Mr. Manning? Thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 11393, State of Texas versus Thomas Anthony Manning. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Charles Mace for Mr. Manning, ready, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Manning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Manning, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state's proceeding on count one and we are going to strike.
I'm sorry, you're proceeding on count 1 and,
We're waiving counsel.
all right, any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
And Ms. Abrams, this is gonna need a PSI as well. All right, Mr. Manning, I'm gonna show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the state is proceeding on count 1, which is an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Manning, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count one. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State opposes your application for deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause number 659569. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. Defense, your attorney, your client needs to sign this. All right, Mr. State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to admit was North Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Manning, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I will now.
Thank you. Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross, that's okay. A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. This will be set for a PSI on September 29th. Defense, is there a need for TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor. Be on the safe side, Your Honor.
All right, is there any mental health issues that need to be addressed through the CHOP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, I want to see some mental health issues.
All right, because based upon reading this, I didn't see anything that indicated that. Mr. Manning,
Yes.
have you ever been diagnosed?
With more so emotional as opposed to mental. And by that, I mean, depression.
All right, we'll do a MIC evaluation. So probation, it'll be a TAP evaluation, a MIC evaluation. Of course, we'll need the PSI report. And that'll be while in custody. Defense, do you anticipate calling any witnesses?
Not at this point, Your Honor.
State.
Possibly the complaint, Your Honor. We can talk to them about that.
All right, so only one witness potentially?
We'll have one witness until.
All right, so we're gonna be back on September 29th at 9 a.m. Please have your witnesses here. And the court will make a decision on your application based upon the PSI report and any other evidence that's submitted to me. Do you understand?
Yeah, Your Honor, excuse me, my client was asking if you could set a PR bond for until sentencing.
No.
Got a daughter that's He hasn't seen for a while. And so he has-
That was part of the reason was so that I can move forward with my daughter's life is the reason I have taken the plea bargain.
No, here's the thing. I show that you entered the plea freely and voluntarily. You informed the court that there was no other promises that were made to you.
No, there was not.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm looking at the docketing sheet and we can go off the record, Brenna. And during your pretrial services time, you were admonished about GPS violations. So I did not issue a judge's warrant and have you placed in custody. Then you had a setting on June 6th and you were a no-show.
Yeah,
So
if I
that's,
may talk real quick on that.
I mean, we are here where we are from your actions.
I understand.
If your attorney wants to file a motion, the court will reconsider it. I mean, we'll consider it, but what I can tell you is I'm not granting you a PR bond.
I understand.
Okay. All
I
right.
do understand. I was just wanted to state the reason for me missing that date is that you can see, I was the first on the scene and tried to revive a woman who was hit on the access road. I stopped traffic myself. You can contact Detective Coronado.
You'll have your attorney do that, okay? Because I don't do, and I'm not being flippant, but I don't do any of the investigation.
No, I understand that.
All right. All right, thank you.
And the date is set to win the 29th.
Yes,
Thank you. Your Honor.
you're welcome. Jacqueline Santos.
I do have that motion. It's on record.
Okay. Okay. Okay, is this why she didn't wear a brooch? And see, now she's gonna think,
No one's supposed to be here today.
she's gonna think this is the reason, and so I'm never gonna see one again. Could I see the file on Joseph Morrow, please? Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
There's so much.
Yes,
It's an off docket matter.
okay. All right, are you able to grab me the file on Ernest Tila? It is 2019 CR 7911. And Norma, can you have Mr. Cox come back? Oh, that's okay. All right, who's here on Jacqueline Santos? All right, and where is Jacqueline Santos?
Right behind me.
All right.
Right there, Judge.
No one ever wants to approach. I don't know why.
They're just afraid.
Yeah, but I'm a happy judge. Brenda, am I not a happy judge?
Every day.
All right, so where are we on Miss Santos' case?
Mr. Judge, we have an agreement with the state that this case will be dismissed as soon as we plead on 2 cases in the misdemeanor court. We're scheduled to do that next Wednesday.
Okay. All right, what date are you doing that on?
September, August 24th, Judge, I believe that's next Wednesday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall her on August 24th?
Yes. Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
You need to get a reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then Mr. Cox, he should come back for a copy for his dismissal. Ethan Farris or Forrest. Good morning.
I like to approach them.
Yes.
I'm happy to approach you.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
This is the first setting case, Judge, on a dog matter. I've got my discovery, I'm working on getting an offer. I do need to do a motion to set bond because he had some issues with the bondsman. Things were managed down. He's been in custody. So I didn't realize that, so I need to file a full motion. I'll get that to the court right away. And then I just need some time to review some things with him and the plea offer. So we're asking to see if we can carry it to the next setting, but I am gonna file that motion right away, so the court can maybe take it up later this week or next week. Whenever the court is.
All right. Just one second. Mr. Forrest, if you can come up, please.
He's upstairs.
Right. Okay. All right, of course, I think every case is important because there's someone life involved. But this is a possession less than a gram case. How much information? State on Ethan Forrest, how much outstanding discovery is there on a possession less than a gram case? What is missing?
I don't think I've got all my discovery, Judge. I think the only thing I was looking for was a drug report, but I need to double check that was uploaded properly. I don't think there's any discovery issues at this point. I'll double check with them. Make sure that we do have the drug analysis, but other than that, like I said, we're working, trying so we can get resolved on this. A concern that my client has is, he was trying to get treatment, prior to being taken into custody. But he had some issues with his sponsor when he had his phone, had some issues, couldn't communicate with them. They got an off on it. So I was hoping to try to get him on bond so we can get him back on the treatment.
No, they have him here on July 8th as a failure to appear. So you didn't appear on July 8th. So, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. Forrest for next week?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, August 25th, that's your plea deadline date. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date. If you decide to enter a plea, it'll have to be open to the court. The court will only consider a plea if there's good cause.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
That's good,
All right, thank you. Always good seeing you.
I have one more on the matter, but we're still conferring on.
All right, thank you. All right, are the parties ready on Ayala?
Yes, Judge.
Let me find him on the docket.
Probably on the last page.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. And he is not on the last page.
That's it, probably.
Yeah, he's on 13.
All right, we're close.
All right.
Yes. All right, so what's going on here?
Judge, the CPS records we just requested, shouldn't take too long to get those.
Okay.
I think that we've got everything else we need for the case. So after receiving those, we should be prepared to make an offer.
All right, so other than CPS records, is there any other outstanding discovery?
Well, we need to go watch the cat video, interview, things of that nature.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on John Ayala, I rarely do this. Can you give me a 45-day reset? So you need to have, between that time, you need to have watched whatever videos need to be watched. And then state, I'm gonna expect an offer at the next setting.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe September 29th.
All right, we're gonna come back on September 29th. State, I'm assuming the court needs to sign a release for the CPS records.
Yes, I'll get that right now.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, what date did I throw that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we're.
Ayala.
Brothers.
There is.
All right, who is here on John Torres? Thank you. Uh, Michelle, you are. Thank you. Yes. So, Mr. Cox, we call you back for Mr. Teeler.
Take myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yes. I'll look at you. You know, that's one of my favorite songs.
I'm the reporter. Norman.
All right, Michael Trejo. All right, we're gonna have Mr. Trejo come out.
We have him downstairs.
Okay, we'll wait to bring him up. If you can have him brought up at 1:30. Corin Campbell. Could I see the file on Corin Campbell? All right, is there a prosecutor available? All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 4368, State of Texas versus Corin Campbell. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. Defense counsel is not here. It is now 11:51 a.m. Deputy Laura, could you see if there is a Corin Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
No, Your Honor, she is out there.
Oh. Just for a moment, I'm being told that something's being printed out. All right, so the court has received documentation that Mr. Campbell knew that his setting was today, the 16th. State?
State would ask for a bond forfeiture and ask for a warrant to be issued.
All right, that'll be granted. He'll be remanded without bond. And state?
Yes, Judge.
I guess this is an email. All right, Dwayne Marshall.
Yeah, sure. I was hoping I could do the plea after lunch.
All right, you all want it? Do you all have a
We've
plea
already
paper?
confirmed.
Sounds like, Judge, I think that Daniel was working on it, but I'm not sure we have the paperwork yet. So I'll get the paperwork done over lunch and we'll be ready.
Okay, yes, all right, thank you. So that will be.
Michael.
I know.
Do you have Jose Del Bosque? Did we do that?
Yes, we did. But that's the gummy bear one.
Yeah.
What date did we give it? Because I guess he has more than one case and I didn't write it down. Thank you, Brenda. We're gonna start calling that the gummy bear case. I mean, must we spoil all of children's dreams? Why are you putting THC in gummy bears? Allegedly. I didn't even know they put THC in gummy bears now.
Well, they're like edible.
Sorry.
It's gonna be a plea judge. It's an MTR. It just-
All right. Then we will take that up.
Jury trial.
Okay. Okay, no problem. All right, the court is going to call 2017 CR 10483, State of Texas versus Summer Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense?
Raymond Bill for the defense.
Are you Summer Johnson? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilty and Revoke Community Supervision, and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilty and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes.
Are you the same Summer A. Johnson who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 10483 for the offense of assault, family house, impeding breath circulation, which is better known as assault, family choking, on March 9, 2018 for a period of 3 years and extended for a total of 2 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of April 2022 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Summer A. Johnson committed the offense of assault in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
The state would waive and abandon remaining allegations.
Any objection?
No objection, Judge.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, your agreements to grant state's measure in adjudication of guilt and assess punishment of 2 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, and there be affirmative finding of vision violence. And the state is going to take into consideration not MAC cause number 657588, which is the new number 1 that the defendant just pled to.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
All right, Ms. Johnson, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. As previously stated, the court is finding a violation of condition number 1 true. The court is finding you guilty, not granting you community supervision, will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Take in consideration NIGHTMAG number 657588, and there's to be no contact with Priscilla Pena. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Thank you. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. How old are you?
I'm 37.
All right, you're gonna have to start changing your life. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself in and out of jails and in and out of prisons. And I don't think you want that. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any questions, right?
Yes. All right, what do you have?
I've got Jimmy Valdez, but it's Marcus's case. I think he had a doctor's appointment.
Okay, all right, we'll see you back at 1:30. All right, so everyone, we are going to take our break. I know it's 11:59, but it's going to be 12 right now because it just turned 12.